Good afternoon. My name is Hajeeali Mulla. I'm a student of Jetking, Shivajinagar. So today I'm going to speak about Eigrp protocol. So coming to the basics, there are two types of routing, static routing and dynamic routing. In dynamic routing, we have four types, RIP, Eigrp, OSPF and default. So let me talk about the Eigrp. Eigrp stands for Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. So it is an advanced distance vector routing protocol designed by the Cisco systems only for the Cisco devices. So heading over to the pros of the Eigrp routing protocol, it is easy to configure. It support IPv4 and IPv6. It can route through the several different layers of the protocols. Now getting to the cons of the Eigrp routing protocol. So it relies on the neighborhood hops and it is only designed for the Cisco devices. So other network, other manufacturer cannot use Eigrp protocol. Heading over to the practicals. Let me explain Eigrp protocol with the scenario. So here we will take three routers. And we will take three switches. So we will take three PCs, each PC for each switch. Let me configure the router. First you have to off the router, then you have to drag NM4AS on the router. Same steps has to be followed for the other two routers. Now we have to give the connections between router to router. After giving the connection, we need to assign the IP address for the PCs. Subnet mask is 255.0.0. The default gateway is 10.0.0.100. Twenty dot zero dot zero dot one, 20.0.0.100. Assign the IP address to third PC by going to desktop, IP configurations. Then now we have assigned the PCs. This belong to the 10th network, this belong to 20th network, and this belong to 30th network. This connection belong to 40th, and this connection belong to 50th network. Now let us configure the FA ports of the router. To do that, click on the router 0, head on to the CLI, then type the command as no. Now it is in the user mode. You have to shift to the privilege mode by entering the command enable. Then you have to enter into config t. Now you have to initializing the command as int fa 0/0 IP add 10.0.0.100 space 255.0.0.0. Then no sh. No sh stand for no shutdown. So on the other hand, we need to configure the SE port, which is used for connecting router to router. To initialize the SE port, type the command as int SE 1/0 IP add. So it belongs to the 40th network. So the IP address will be 40.0.0.1 space 255.0.0.0. Then we need to give the clock rate. To assign the clock rate, first we need to see the symbol on which port the clock symbol is visible. The default clock rate is 64,000 and the syntax for assigning the clock rate is clock rate 64,000 and no shutdown. And close this, then click on the router 1, go to CLI, then type no, enable and configuration mode. Here we need to initialize FA port INT FA 0/0 IP add. So the router is in the 20th network. The IP will be 20.0.0.100 space 255.0.0.0. No SH. We need to initialize the AC 1/0 port. For that, INT AC 1/0 IP add. So we have assigned 40.0.0.1 to the first router of the AC port I1/0. So for the second router of the AC port 1/0, we need to assign the IP as 40.0.0.2 space subnet mask. Then no SH, there is a no requirement of putting the clock rate. So close this, again open. Now you have to initialize the second port of the AC 1/1. For that, INT AC 1/1 IP add, we need to give the 50th network IP address. It will be a 50.0.0.1 space subnet mask. Then we need to assign the clock rate 64,000, no shutdown. Close this, then head over to the router number 3rd, go to CLI mode, then no, enable config INT FA 0/0 IP add. So 30.0.0.100 space 255.0.0. Now no SH. And we need to assign the AC port INT AC 1/0 IP add. IP address will be 50.2. Then the space subnet mask. No requirement of clock rate, then directly no SH. So now we have configured all the routers. Now if you ping from the PC0 to PC number 2, which is of 10th network, should ping to the 30th network. If you try to ping now, it will show the output as destination unreachable, ping 30.0.0.1. So you can see destination host unreachable. This is because still we have not configured the routing path so that the router should understand the path from the source to the destination. For that, click on the router 0, head over to the CLI mode, and enable route Eigrp. Any number ranging from 0 to 64,000, I will give it as 494. Then network. So now we need to give the known network IP address. Like for this router, the known IP address networks are 10th network and the 40th network, because 40th network is connected to the router 0. So the syntax for the network is network. Now first we'll give the 10th network, which is known for us. It is 10.0.0.0. Then again network 40.0.0.0. Enter. Close. Then head over to the router number 1. Head over to CLI. Then route Eigrp space any number 94. Then network This time the no networks are 20th network, 40 network and 50th networks. So assign the 20.0.0.0 network of 40th, and it belong to the network of 50th. Close this, go to the third router, and we need to assign for the routing for the third path. So the syntax is route Eigrp space 94 network. The node network for is first is 30. And the next network which is known for us is a 50th network. So after the networking is done and the routing is done, and we'll try to ping from the 10th to the 30th PC. Head over to the command prompt, then you try to ping 30.0.0.1. So the first bit will be request timeout because at the first time router need to find out the path from the source to the destination. For this purpose, the first bit will be request timeout, and the next bits you can see it is getting reply. Now it is a 25% loss. Now if you again ping the same PC, same IP address, so here you will get 0% loss because now the network has identified the path from the 10th network to the 30th network. So now you will get 0% loss. If we try to ping from the 20th network, we'll try 10.0.0.1. We are getting the reply from the 10th network. If you try to ping 30th network, we're getting the reply. We are getting the reply from the 30th network. So in this way, the Eigrp routing protocol works. Thank you.